Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Food Junkie coming at you with another video. Just took a couple of days off. Didn't want to tape anything. Really didn't want to play on these YouTube streets anymore for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Just a couple of days over the weekend. It was a resurrection weekend. It was Easter weekend. You know, however you want to call it. But yeah, I just decided to take a couple of days off. Didn't want to really do too much. Spend time with the family and friends and things like that. That's what I did. Now I'm back. While I was gone, a lot of stuff was going on these YouTube streets. People were revealed, people were exposed, people were themselves, basically. You know, I say a lot that when someone shows you who they are, believe it the first time, because they very rarely change. And what you do to someone else, you could possibly do to me. You know, I really do believe that way. I really do believe that people very rarely change their spots. People reveal themselves all the time. People always tell you who they are. And as an individual, it's up to us to believe it. And as adults, it's up to us to believe it and, you know, truly understand that, you know, people are who they are. You know, we can want them to be different. We can want them to be better. We can want them to be something else, you know. But if they don't want to be different, if they don't want to be better, if they don't want to be their best selves, there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can say. We can hope. We can pray. We can plead, beg, borrow, steal, kill, and they will still be the person that they want to be. That they think works best for them. They will continue to be, you know what I'm saying, nasty if they want to be nasty, pleasant if they want to be pleasant. You know what I'm saying? All these adjectives and adverbs and pronouns and whatever they want to be. People are always who they are, you know. We can't throw what we want people to be onto their lap and expect them to, you know, embrace it. You know, people are who they are, you know, at their core. You know, nothing really surprised me. Nothing really, you know, take me off guard, you know. Nasty people gonna be nasty. It is what it is. Unpleasant people gonna be unpleasant. Unhappy people are gonna be unhappy. You know, it doesn't take much for someone to reveal themselves. It doesn't take much for someone to show you exactly who they are. You know, it could be an incident, it could be a story, it could be personality-wise, but I like to think that I have discernment and actually seeing what people don't want me to see and seeing what's actually there opposed to what you're trying to show me. Because I think a lot of people, especially on these YouTube streets, hit these speed bumps, especially on these YouTube streets, a lot of people want you to see something that's not there, want you to believe something that's not true, want to actually be portrayed in a way that is not cool. I'm at the ATM machine. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second, please. I'm still here. I'm still here. Yeah, I have money in my pocket. I just wanted to make sure I have money in this one account that I had transferred. So that's what that was about. And the transfer went through. The money's there, so I can do some things that I wanted to do. But yeah, hope that was a scene. But yeah, people always reveal themselves. People always show you who they are. People always show you what it is that they do, what it is that they are about. You know, sometimes we don't want to see it. Sometimes it hurts us to actually see it. Sometimes it, embarrasses us, frustrates us, and angers us, when we actually see what is there, and when we choose not to see it at one particular point in time, but then it's so evident and so prevalent in front of our faces that we can't no longer turn away but look at it. It upsets us even more because we don't want to see that in someone. We don't want someone to be or live out to the person that we have always known them to be. But this weekend, a YouTuber, content creator, revealed some information about themselves that was really important, really, excuse me. Sorry about that. Arms all in the way. Had to reveal information about themselves that was really important, that was really serious, that was really heartfelt. And I really don't know this YouTuber, really haven't been around this YouTuber content too much. Funny thing is, before they revealed this information, a couple of weeks ago, I ran across one of their videos and enjoyed it, laughed, It was funny because it was something different, something that, I said don't do, it was just different, and, just like their content, found them entertaining. Reminded me of some people in my family, that I'm not around as much as I would like to be. But, just remind me of that, just reminded me of the personality, reminded me of, kind of how they act, with the jokes and the silliness and things like that. And I was like, oh, wow, that was interesting, Let me do a little bit more research on this individual. Let me watch a couple more videos to see, saying what's going on. So this individual just came out with some information that was really heartfelt, that really my heart went out to them, and they wasn't saying this for sympathy or empathy or compassion, anything like that, but they were saying it just as a release for themselves. Sometimes we need release. Sometimes we need, to be told it's okay. Sometimes we need to just vent, at times. And I think this is what this person was doing. They were just venting, just making sure they were okay within themselves by telling the story, And you know how I feel if you release information, saying you must have dealt with it prior to. So this was just the next step on their step to recovery and their step to, becoming better, becoming more in tune with who they were meant to be and who they really are. That's how I really feel. I think that people think that when you tell people personal stuff about yourself on these YouTube streets or on this camera, it's a sign of weakness. And reality is it's a true sign of strength, because it's showing that you're dealing with the situation at hand and you're not trying to make up stuff or deceive people or, do it for sympathy or empathy. Well, it's not, And people who take it that way have an issue within themselves. It's something that they need to deal with, opposed to something that's trying to throw off on you. They need to look at their situation and ask themselves, why is it that they are the way they are? Why is it that they are doing the things that they do? Why is it that they act and react or they act and react? It has nothing to do with you whatsoever. And if someone's poured out their heart on this camera, the story may not be for you. The story may not be for you to try to roast and gag and clown and embarrass somebody and talk shit about. That's not for you to do. That's not for you to do. If you don't have any compassion, empathy for this person, then say nothing. Say less. As Shariah J says, say less, say less, say less, say less, say less, say less. Just don't say nothing at all, because it's not for you. And for you to interject yourself in a negative way into this story or into this plot line or into this, see I said plot line? Like this is actually a TV show. I told you, YouTube like to do reality show, an interactive reality show. But yeah, to interject yourself into this situation in a negative way is ridiculous. To call people frauds or to say that what you get, that's why you're going through what you're going through. They can be going through this to make sure that they have a testimony for someone else to get through whatever they're going through. God uses all of us for us not to show examples of what it is to be human, to be compassionate, to be moral, things of that nature. It's up to us to seek out those examples and those tidbits that we can use in a positive way to make sure that we are doing what it is that we're supposed to do, to ensure that we are the best people that we are meant to be. You know, to try to downplay or degrade someone is ridiculous. To try to be this negative force on these streets to show people that you're not bad, that you're not soft, you're not punk, whatever it is to be. Sometimes there's a time to be soft and gentle. So there's a time to be hard and rough. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the time to be hard and rough. That wasn't the time to be aggressive. That wasn't the time to be, you know, immoral. There was a time for compassion. There was a time for empathy. That was a time for just sitting back and listening to the story. That was the time for you to not interject yourself in a negative way, but to try to show love and positivity. No one's asking you for money. That person never asked you for money. That person never asked you to super chat, never asked any one of us to do that. What the person did, however, was just wanted to tell their story and have a listening ear for that story to be heard. And that's all it takes. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take, you know, monetary things. And when you put that in a monetary context, that shows a lot. That tells me a lot about you, about who you are and what you're about. For you to turn it around to make it about you when it's not about you. You know, not everything in this world surrounds or involves around an individual. I know for sure not everything in this world revolves around me. I'll be exhausted more so than I actually am if it was. You know, I'm happy to let someone else shine. I'm happy to let someone else take the limelight. I'm happy to let someone else, you know, be the center of attention. I get enough of that, you know, in my real life. You know, I get enough of being, you know, the center of everybody's world, the center of everybody's thought processes, the center of everyone's, you know, reality, I should say. I'm on here because that's not what I want to do. I want to sit back and watch what's going on and then comment on it, you know, based on, tell my little bit of point of view. From my point of view, you know, it's not going to be always the most popular opinion. It may not always be an opinion that is agreed upon. But at the same time, it's still my opinion. And I'm not giving it to you or telling you about it for it to be something to be discussed or for something to be putting me in the center of attention. That's why I don't mention names. That's why I don't mention, you know, people too often. You know, I mention situations. I mention stories. I mention things like that. Because we all know who I'm talking about. So I think I'm very clear about what I'm saying based on how I construct my content. But it's not for me to always mention someone's name. I'm not always looking for a shout out or for a piece of clout to chase or, you know what I'm saying, a piece of ass and things like that. That's not what it's about. Or even to beef with people. That's not what it's about for me. My thing is just to talk about what I've run across on these YouTube streets, come at it from a different point of view, hopefully, you know, entertain you in the process, and then move on to the next story, to the next, you know, situation, you know, and also interject a little bit of my life into it, you know, a little bit of my personality, a little bit of my lack thereof personality, you know, like I said, not everyone's gonna like me. I really don't care about everyone else. My voice, my platform are for the people who is meant to get it, people who have commented thus far, and I thank you for that. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for listening and watching and commenting, you know, and sharing, you know, liking as well. I appreciate that. I'm not someone who thinks that they are almighty or too big to be corrected or to be, you know, spoken to or try to respond back to everybody that responds to me, you know. No. I try to give everyone the same respect that I expect in return, you know. You can't be with the big head or with the, you know, whatever if you're not being 100% authentically you. And that's what I try to be, you know. Some days I'm going to laugh and joke and act a fool on these cameras, and other days I'm going to be serious. Some days they be a little bit mixture of both, you know. My platform is just that, my platform, and I do with it what I would choose to, and I do with it how I interact with it, or within it, I should say, how I want to, you know, what works for me, what works best for me, I should say. But yeah, I just want to come in to you guys and say that, you know, this weekend, Easter weekend, I hope that, you know, Resurrection Sunday was something that helped us all rebuild ourselves, helped us all get replenished and renourished into what it is that we're meant to be, live off our to live out our true purpose in life. Not everyone is good people, and that's was evident based on how people reacted and responded to what was said. How everyone reacted and responded to the words that was given on this camera when someone poured out their heart. Cruelty and anger, I should say, is something that is real. Something that is sad but true. Not everyone wants to be happy. Not everyone wants to seek peace or seek to have an enjoyable life. Not everyone wants that.